Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maite and I review fragrances, perfumes, all things that smell good. Today I bring to you my samples that turned into full bottles. So these are fragrances that I love so much when I sampled them that I had to have a whole entire bottle of it. I have 9 of them for you. Before we start, I ask if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you like my content, and ring the little bell. There's a little notification that will alert you when I upload a new video, and I am uploading every Monday at 4 o'clock. The first one on my list is Alcorn Oud, and it's actually a pretty inexpensive perfume, but I had a friend send me a sample before I went and bought it because I don't like to just add things that I'm not going to use. And yep, here it is. I had to have it because it is amazing. I was actually sent a sample of the original, the Sport, and the Extreme, and I prefer the original over the other two. The Sport is pretty light. It's actually really nice for the hot weather. But like I said, it's a lighter version of this one. And the Extreme has some spiciness to it. So I just think this one's a little bit more unisex, where the Extreme might lean a little bit more masculine. Yeah, it's beautiful. There is a lot of vetiver in this. If you haven't seen my video on seductive fragrances for him, I definitely have this in there. It's very, very seductive, but I also enjoy wearing it, so I think it's a beautiful fragrance for a man or a woman. So I think it's like a dirty vetiver, very earthy, kind of like soil, but I think the musk and the cashmere kind of like mellow it out, and then it's woody from the cypress. It's just really, really, really nice. I mean, I think you can get it for less than like $40. I got mine off Fragrance Net. There might be some fingerprints, and I just love the bottle is very beautiful too. I think it's just very chic, good quality, nice cap. It says Lalique at the top, and yeah, also a nice sprayer. Yeah, real nice. Probably gonna smell that all day now. Okay, next on my list, and I didn't even get through this whole sample, is Chris Rusak's 33, and I still have some of my sample, which I'm probably going to hold on to because I know that it's going to be out of stock for a little while. But yeah, there was a holiday sale, so I picked myself up a 50 ml bottle, and this is actually probably one of my favorite bottles. I think it's really nice to like just hold in your hand. The cap is very like, I don't know, it's cool. It's like almost reminds me of a like a screw or something like that, some kind of tool or something. But yeah, it's metal. It has these little grooves in it, all this stuff like this diamond pattern. Pretty cool. Yeah, very industrial kind of. So beautiful. Look at the color of the juice. There's Haitian vetiver, orris, fennel, this fossilized musk. It's just beautiful. This is an indie brand. Chris is actually super brilliant, and he's very, very nice to talk to. I follow him on Instagram, and yeah, if you don't, he also signs the bottom of his bottles. This was my New Year's scent. It's beautiful. Again, it's a bomb. It lasts forever until you decide to take a bath. If you don't bathe for 2 days, it's going to stay. 33 is actually his favorite number, so that's what he named it after. And yeah, check him out. Next one. This is one of my earlier samples. It's Eccentric Molecules, Molecule 01, which is basically just ISO E Super. And I had issues with the price tag for just ISO E Super. So I went on eBay and I found ISO E Super. It's a 20% concentration. I have the Eccentric Molecules on one hand. I have this ISO E Super 20% concentration on the other, and they smell exactly the same. And I think I paid less than $15 for this. It may have been $12. I will find out and I will link it in the comments down below. But yep, it's ISO E. Now, I don't normally wear this by itself, but I do like to layer it. It doesn't smell like much, almost like cardboard, but when it blends with a fragrance or just when it blends with your skin and it projects, it's almost like a woody, musky floral. So yeah, there's something really special about it. I think it just like gives a fragrance an extra like oomph. And yeah, I prefer to layer this than wear it by itself, but you could wear it by itself. I know people who do. And yeah, it smells different on different people. So it's just a really special kind of chameleon kind of fragrance. But I personally just wouldn't pay for the brand name of it because it's just a molecule. It's just a chemical. And I found it on eBay for super, super cheap and it works just fine. Next one, Henley, another indie brand. This one's Amaro. And Amaro was my favorite I had a little sample set that was sent to me by a friend. Thank you very much. And I fell in love with Amaro because Amaro is just absolutely beautiful. It's blonde tobacco. There's fruit, stone fruit in this. There's musk. There's ambergris, I believe. It's really, really special. I think it's a very like, I think it leans feminine. It's like a perfect like date night. It's it's a romantic scent. There's something, I wore this on Valentine's Day. Yeah, and it's like a fruity tobacco. And again, lasts a long time, just dries down beautifully. I'm just gonna have to read the notes because there's quite a few on this one. So there's stone fruit, mixed berries, rose absolute, blonde tobacco, sweet resins, musk complex, and ambergris. So yeah, really, really beautiful. Again, I love indie perfumers. I think they do just such a fantastic job creating art. It's art. It's very different than what you're used to getting, you know, mainstream, and they're special. And how cute is this little 30 ml bottle? I mean, it's just perfect. So Henley Amaro. Next one came all the way from a friend in Germany, D600 by Coronet Barcelona. And I mean, as soon as I smelled it, yep, vetiver, there's iris in it. There's almond, Jesus. I mean, it just smells so freaking good. It's a little powdery, leans a little bit feminine, but definitely a man can wear this and it'd be super, super sexy on a man. Lasts a long, long time. I think all of these last forever. They all have really amazing performance, lasting power, projection, all of that. Very nice bottle too. The only thing is, so I have Coronet Barcelona Tardes as well, and the sprayer is much better. For some reason, the sprayer on this, I don't know, it's weird. Maybe I have to like mess with it, but yeah. The notes on this one are black pepper, bergamot, grapefruit, cardamom, iris, jasmine, cedar, vanilla, and vetiver. Yeah, I get vetiver, vanilla, and iris, a powdery iris, very beautiful. I definitely want to test more from this brand because I thought of this and this D600, both were hits for me. Next, another inexpensive one, Vetiver Insolent, also recommended by a Instagram friend, and not expensive, but I was able to get my hands on a sample before I bought it, which is always smart to do because you don't want to end up with a whole bottle of something you don't really love and then it just sits there. So Vetiver Insolent, it's a smoky vetiver, it's earthy, it's just very deep and rich and dark. I mean, so beautiful. Again, leans a little bit more feminine to my nose, but a man could definitely wear this. I think there's some florals in here. I'll look up the notes in a second. Really beautiful bottle. The notes for Vetiver Insolent are bergamot, black pepper, cardamom, elemi, iris, lavender, amber, vetiver, tonka bean, and oak moss. So yes, that very rich, earthy, kind of dark, smoky scent. It's, yeah, bold. It's very bold. I'm glad I was able to sample this before I bought it, but I know this is the kind of fragrance that I like. If you're into bold scents, then I think this list is right up your alley, because I just like things that are very rich, dark, earthy. I'm not big into like super floral scents or like light and, you know, citrusy. I do have some, and I do have one on this list that's kind of fresh and citrusy, but there's depth to it. So that's just the kind of fragrances I'm into. So yeah, this one's from Miller Harris, if I didn't say it. There's an MH at the top here, and it's called Vetiver Insolent. I definitely also want to try more from this house. If you guys have any suggestions, I think I already put it on my Instagram. I had some suggestions. If anybody new here has any suggestions from Miller Harris, please let me know in the comments. Sauvage Parfum by Christian Dior is the next sample that turned into a full bottle. And I used it all up. And one I have is the 2017 rendition of this. The 2012 has myrrh instead of elemi, and also is less citrusy in the opening. So this one has a more citrusy, more kind of like barbershop opening. It also has lavender and elemi and Haitian vetiver. Again, you'll see a trend. Sorry about all the vetiver. No, I'm not sorry about all the vetiver. I love the vetiver. So this one has a more citrusy opening, but the dry down is, I would say, like 95% the same. So if you can't find the 2012, then the 2017 is just fine. It's just more citrusy in the opening. So yeah, that's an Sauvage Parfum by Christian Dior. Really beautiful, especially on a man, because it does lean a little bit more masculine. The next one, Niroula by Fume. And another sample I'm holding on to because she has reformulated Niroula. I was able to pick it up before she reformulated it. It's the only difference to my nose is the neroli that she uses. That's the one that's the ingredient that she had to change out. I think she uses Egyptian neroli. I'm not exactly sure. It may have been French before. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember exactly, but the opening on the newer formulation was a little bit more soapy. She was, Miss Layla is the owner and the perfumer and just the mastermind behind Fume fragrances. And she was nice enough to send me a sample of the new formulation just to compare. And I prefer the old, of course. So I'm very happy I was able to get a bottle, but the new formulation is just as beautiful. And the dry down, again, is basically the same, just like in the Sauvage Parfum. It's the same. The only difference is in the opening. The opening to the newer formulation was a little bit more soapy to my nose. So I prefer the opening on this one. This one's much brighter. It's a bright, fresh, very invigorating neroli fragrance with a woody base. And it's just beautiful. It's sparkly. Like, it just sparkles. When I'm like feeling under the weather, this is what I like to put on. This one, something citrusy. This one lasts all day long. So it's not one of those like fresh and citrusy scents that is gone after an hour. It has very good performance. The notes on Niroula are wild orange, Egyptian neroli now in the new formulation. This one has a different type of neroli. Bergamot, petitgrain from Italy, Laetitia cubeba, verbena, cardamom, tarragon, Moroccan orange blossom absolute, tonka bean absolute, myrrh, and botanical musk. So yes, a very musky, woody neroli scent, but it just has, again, a lot of depth. It is bright and fresh, but not super light, if that makes sense. So Niroula. And last but certainly not least, Jo Malone Velvet Rose and Oud. I didn't even get through my sample. I loved it. I knew I had to have it as soon as I smelled it. It is sweet and rich and dark, and the oud is heavy, and the rose is not bright and fresh rose. It's a very dark, sexy, there's praline in here, so there's a lot of sweetness, but it's not like sickly, overly sweet. Lasts again forever. Projects. It's just stunning. Stunning. Beautiful fragrance. The bottle, Jo Malone, is just so, I don't know, just so classy. I love Jo Malone and all these fragrances. This one is just very special. So Velvet Rose and Oud. This is the Cologne Intense. The notes on Velvet Rose and Oud are pretty simple. There's damask rose, agarwood, praline, and clove. So the clove is not very prominent to me. I get that praline, the rose, and the oud, and the rose is just dark, like I said, and the oud is so rich and just good, very good. 10 out of 10 for sure. It says a lot, I think, about a fragrance when you sample it and you just have to have the whole entire bottle. You know, it means it has to be special. So I think these are all very special to me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, please like, subscribe, comment down below some of your samples that turned into full bottles immediately. Love at first sniff, whatever you want to call it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great week. Mwah.